everybody? We are the Jersey Comic Crew, and we are still bringing you the best news and reviews of all your favorite comics, movies, and podcasts, except today, it's all Star Wars for May the 4th. And as always, I'm Chris Heller, and with me is...
Rob Moran. May the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
Thank you.
Lift up your hearts, lift them up to the Lord. Oh, wait, no, that's Catholicism, sorry.
Lift them up to Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. This is Star Wars Day today.
It is?
We have a week of Star Wars stuff to talk to you guys about. We're very excited. I trimmed my mustache.
Did you really?
Yeah, before it was like I was like eating it. It was terrible.
I haven't. I'm still eating it. I do have, I did have Erica. She had to do my eyebrows as she quote unquote said they are woofing.
Your eyebrows were woofing?
Yeah, so I got those trimmed. She had to hold me down. I hate them. It's awful.
It's okay. Well, yeah, those of you who are watching on YouTube, you might notice something different. We got a new top banner.
Top banner!
So cool things happening. Not really that big, but I like it. So if you do me a favor, leave a comment down below. Say, good job, Rob. Otherwise, I might jump out a window today.
The only reason Rob's mentioning it is because he did it. Rob will only mention things on the show that he does.
No.
So he's like, oh, I worked on this top banner. Look, everyone.
I need validation. There's a difference.
You're the kid in class who gets like a 90-something on a test and has like a gold star and has to like read it over while also showing people.
That may have been me. That may not have been me. I might be.
But yeah, man. It's Star Wars Day. As you can see, if you're watching my blanket, I got the entire series behind me on 4K. I got my shirt. I can wear it once a year. Got my Star Wars hat on.
Look at that spin.
Got a bracelet. I got AT-AT socks, which I'm not going to attempt to lick my leg.
Do it.
Rip my groin out. I don't think I can do it.
Well, guys, we have a special gift for you. It's really for me and for Chris.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some Star Wars trivia, guys. I have looked up a couple of Star Wars questions to ask Chris to test his knowledge on the Star Wars universe. Now, before we begin, there's a disclosure. These are not going to be the uber deep cut nerdy Star Wars questions that everybody gets wrong unless you're George Lucas and his son.
Whoa! I want some of those.
You're going to have some of those, but these are also questions that I didn't know the answer to, and I thought even the casual fan would appreciate knowing the history behind.
And if I get and I haven't seen any of these, I swear, I have not seen any of these. And if I get them wrong, I'm sure Rob will make fun of me, but also give you guys the right answer.
All right. I'm going to make sure to give you all the right answers. So this first question.
So how many do we have?
A little over 10.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
The first question. What Ewok medicine man presided over the attempt to make a roast of Han Solo in Return of the Jedi?
What Ewok medicine man?
That's what the question says.
So the Ewok chief who was doing the Yub Nub?
Yeah. What's his name?
Supposed to know his name?
According to this.
Jesus.
Nope, it's not Jesus.
So, all right. So the scene in Return of the Jedi, Han Solo and Luke are tied. The Ewoks are going to cook them. They believe C-3PO is their god.
We don't know the scene. What's the Ewok's name?
I don't know. It's definitely not the main little Ewok who is with Leia most of the time. It's not Yub Nub. I thought it was Yub Nub.
No. His name is Logray.
Never would have got that.
Nope. Neither.
0 for 1 already, people. As you can tell, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I wanted to start with a really hard, weird one. So this
that one's weird.
It's a little bit more interesting. So Lando Calrissian's Operation at Cloud City mines what type of gas used in operation as a weapon?
Crap, I do know this one.
What's the gas?
It's also in the comic books.
Oh, I had no idea. I forgot what he was doing in Cloud City.
It's not carbon freeze because that's what they used to freeze people in the carbonite. Crap, I actually knew this one. I just read the comic. They were just... No, really. They just went back to Cloud City in the comic, which comics, by the way, 40 years ago. Just went back to Cloud City. He was releasing this poison gas that they mine on Cloud City to get everyone out of Cloud City after the Empire took over.
Mm-hmm. What's the gas he uses?
Shite, I can't remember the name.
Do you give up?
Yeah, tell me. I'm 0 for 2.
Tibbin gas.
There
we go.
if I had about 35 more minutes of sitting here opening the files in my brain, I might have got that.
Well, I thought that was pretty cool because I had no idea. I don't even remember what Lando Calrissian was doing in Cloud City. I thought he was. I thought
he was just living up. He's like, I run this place now. It's cool.
I thought he was just like, yeah, these are my people. I had no idea what he was doing. So I was like,
it's just a giant like rich guy's hangout house.
That's what I thought. And after I watched the Solo movie, I was like, it might be. All right, moving on.
All right.
The Empire.
I'm doing very badly.
You're gonna get the rest, I'm pretty sure. The Empire attacked the Rebel base on Hoth with strange four-legged Imperial walkers. They're known as AT-ATs. What does AT-AT stand for?
AT-AT is
I call them AT-AT, but
I call them AT-ATs or AT-ATs. Is it animatronic? Crap. Hold on. This one I know. Give me a minute. I know this one.
I knew this right away. Aha.
It's just been ridiculously long.
You giving up?
No, it's. It involves their feet. It involves their feet.
Okay. I hear Erica saying it in the background. Stop cheating.
What is she saying? I don't hear her. How do you hear and I can't hear her?
I have good ears.
I don't hear her at all.
Good. Just throw in the towel.
No, never. Not on this one. Oh, wait. Can you go to the next one and I go back to this one?
All right. I'll do that one time only during this.
Okay, lifeline.
All right. What is the definition of C-3PO? What does C-3PO stand for? Crazy, right?
That is actually tough. I was hoping you were going to ask me, like, which episode is C-3PO's leg silver and not gold?
I forgot all about that. Well, what is it? Now, because people want to know. What episode was his leg silver and not gold?
In episode 5.
Okay. I don't...
Silver, and then in actually episode 8, he has a red leg.
Red arm.
Red arm, yes.
Cool. But what does his name stand for?
Hold on. AT-AT.
All right, we'll go back.
All-terrain armored transport?
Yes! You got it right!
It only took 3 years. The real Star Wars fans are like, oh, what do you mean it took forever?
Alright, so C-3PO?
I'm gonna go with cybernetic.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot harder, bro. I thought you were going to help me out here.
Listen, these are questions that I'm sure even the casual Star Wars fan want to know the answer to, because I was like, I never even thought of this meme.
I mean, I know he's an astromech droid. I know he is a linguistic droid. His entire function is to speak.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. What's his name mean?
You got me. I have no idea.
Custom third-party object.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right.
I have failed my original fandom.
So people are like, all right, C-3PO, but what about R2-D2? Chris, what does R2-D2 mean?
R2
and
is...
it's actually a cool story.
Isn't it response droid, something response droid?
No, you're not going to get it, so I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
All right, so there's actually two versions of this. So out of the Star Wars universe, it refers to an incident where George Lucas was talking to Walter Munch in production of American Graffiti. Lucas, tired from filming, was dozing off when Murch asked for Reel 2 Dialogue Track 2, only as R2-D2. Lucas thought it was catchy and decided that's where he got the name. Now,
smart.
In canon, what this means, R seems to be designated for astromechs, a kind of robot used for fixing spaceships. He's referred to as R2 by many character units, suggesting that R2s are other former robots. The literature also confirms that R2 is a model robot. D2 is an individual signifier. So one day down the road, we might encounter R2-T5, R2-F10.
We see in Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan has R4 a lot he's going after like Jango Fett and a bunch of different guys. Clone Wars has a bunch of different R units, like R9, I believe, is in there.
So, for the Super Star Wars fan, it's an astromech droid, but it's just pretty much George Lucas heard the name and thought it was clever, so he kept it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just astromech.
Yep. All right. Who was Senator Palpatine's precede as Chancellor of the Galactic Senate?
Chancellor Valorum.
Wow.
That one I knew.
Now explain to people what that means.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the Star Wars saga, so this would be Episode 1, Chancellor Palpatine wasn't a chancellor yet, he was a senator for his home planet of Naboo, which is the same planet that Padme Amidala is from. So he was the senator, Valorum was the chancellor, and this was the beginning of Sidious's plan, a.k.a. Palpatine, to start the Separatists invading Naboo, and knowing that his boss, who was Chancellor Valorum, wouldn't go to war and risk the Republic getting into a galactic war, made sure things were so bad on Naboo that the entire Senate had to vote on the confidence, basically an impeachment vote, or an impeachment trial. So Valorum got kicked out of his seat, and of course Palpatine made it so that he was the new chancellor, which allowed him to build the Army of the Republic, which we know as the Clone Troopers, which then became the Stormtroopers once the Galactic Empire took.
Perfect. All right.
Yay!
Star Wars history for you guys. See, not too
bad. That counts as 5 questions.
All right. Bail Organa is Princess Leia's adopted father.
Bail Organa.
What'd I say?
Oranga?
What is her adopted mother's name?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, what's her fake mama's name?
She was the queen.
Queen?
No, she wasn't. She was the chancellor's wife, because senator's wife. He was a senator from their home planet, which got exploded.
What's the home planet that got exploded that Leia lived on?
Not Dantooine. It was. It'll come to me. It's been a while.
Shame.
Her name gets mentioned, by the way.
I guess so.
Is there a hint of where her name gets mentioned?
Nope.
No, not at all.
I give you, it's Queen Blank Oranga. You just need
Organa.
I can't say her name.
He's making her sound like she's in Moana or something.
She stands by the ocean.
Damn.
You give up?
By the way, the planet's called Alderaan.
Thank you. I wasn't gonna take that away from you.
Crap. I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I don't even think I've ever heard her name being mentioned before.
Brea Oranga.
Organa.
Whatever.
I get a half a point for correcting you for the last name.
Yeah, if that's what you need, Mr. Star Wars. Why didn't Yoda say he didn't want to train Luke Skywalker?
Too old. Too old to begin the training. Too much like his father.
I'll give it to you. The question says because he lacked patience.
Well, that too. Yeah, it was in the whole dialogue, because he's talking to Obi-Wan's Force Ghost, and he's like, he's too old to. He's giving all these excuses. He's too old to start the training.
All right.
And he goes, didn't that happen before? And he goes, he's too angry like his father. He goes, was I not? And they have this conversation, and then Luke realizes he's Yoda.
What were the last words spoken in The Empire Strikes Back?
The very last, like the end of the movie.
The last words, vocal words that come out somebody's mouth said this. I'll give you a hint. It's an iconic.
I know it. It's definitely Luke getting his hand fixed on the Rebel freighter.
Okay, there we go.
After his hand gets cut off on Cloud City.
Okay.
And he's talking. Is it Ow? Because he's talking to the doctor droid, and he's like poking him.
It's a famous saying to Star Wars fans.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No. May the Force.
May the Force be with you.
Yes.
When Lando and Chewie take off to go find Han and the Falcon, and then they leave, and they're like, da, 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 da. Yep. May the Force be with you.
I'll give it to you. I'm nice. Here's a cool one. I didn't know this. What animals did the visual effects crew study when designing the Imperial Walkers from The Empire Strikes Back?
As in, like, the AT-ATs?
The Imperial Walkers, yeah. So I guess
Imperial Walkers, yeah. Was it elephants?
Yes, elephants.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That was cool.
I did know that one. Yay.
What is Yoda's last name?
Huh?
What is Yoda's last name?
What do you mean? What is Yoda's last name? Yoda has a last name?
I don't know. Does he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a trick question. He does not have a last name.
I was going to say, like, there's no way he has one.
All right.
Yoda?
Here's an interesting one. Whose DNA were the clones made from?
Jango Fett.
Yes. I didn't know that.
Okay. Yes. He was a bounty hunter who is Boba Fett's dad, the famous bounty hunter from Mandalorian.
Yes.
So technically the clones they had Mandalorian DNA, which they wanted because that was like the warrior race of the galaxy.
Very good. Now, before he left the Jedi, who was Count Dooku's Padawan?
Who was Count Dooku's Padawan?
Yep.
So who was the Padawan to Count Dooku?
Correct.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes. Okay.
And Yoda was Dooku's master.
Yes. What do Han and Luke ride in the snow on Hoth?
Tauntauns.
Yes.
Your Tauntaun will freeze before you hit the first marker, so I'll see you in hell.
Alright, let's see if you get this one. Who ordered to create the clones? Which Jedi Master was behind the clones?
Jedi Master Cypher Dyas.
Yes! Oh my god!
Boom, baby!
I didn't think you get that one. I was like, I thought Dooku or somebody did. I don't know who made that.
Yeah, I don't know. No, because if you remember...
I don't remember. Tell me.
Well, basically, Obi-Wan goes to investigate this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Republic obviously this is Palpatine years ago, and Palpatine gets this into production, and this is where, like, the cloning starts and all this stuff, which they did not explain very well, but does connect to Rise of Skywalker with how Palpatine kept himself alive.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kaminoans were known for cloning. He secretly sent this Jedi on this mission who was close to him, wasn't evil, but Cypher Dyas was kind of this random guy. So Obi-Wan gets there and is like, hey, none of us knew about this. Who put the order in for all these clone troopers? Like, we know, like if you made a purchase on Amazon, you're like, hey, I didn't get this, but I got something else.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? So he was talking, they said Jedi Master Cypher Dyas came by and basically paid us up front and said, we want these clones. And he's like, that guy's been dead for like 10 years. So that's how we find out that it was actually him, and why the Jedi Council had no idea this was going on until they sent Obi-Wan.
Good to know. All right, this is the last question. It's a quote. It's the only quote I did. I was going to do more, but I was like, you know what? One quote to end it all. Who said, "The Jedi turned against me. Don't you turn against me too"?
Oh, God. Unfortunately, Anakin.
There we go. Yes.
Talking to Padme in Episode 3, once he technically, right in the beginning when he becomes Darth Vader.
Very good.
His famous George Bush line of, if you're not with me, you're my enemy.
That's right. So
I was hoping to get like a Bib Fortuna question in there.
A what question?
So, it's a random thing I know. The guy in Jabba's palace.
Okay.
Remember Jabba's palace with all the weird aliens?
Yeah.
The one guy with the white, like, laku that goes around his neck, and all he does is Wanawanga. That guy, his name is Bib Fortuna. And for some reason, I know that.
Why did you know that?
Don't know how, don't know where. His name is never said in the movie. I was like, I really hope Rob asked me thinking I'm never going to get this, and I'm just going to punch it in his face. Because I know
such a weird thing.
It's so weird. All he says is Wanawanga. No one calls him by name. He has like 3 lines in 2 movies. That's it.
Good to know. Well, guys, I think it's safe to say I give Kris a passing grade on the Star Wars trivia. I think he did good. I think I had some weird questions. But
very good questions.
I learned something because there's a lot of cool stuff, like the elephants being examined for AT-ATs and other Imperial walkers. What R2-D2 and C-3PO meant. I thought that was like cool stuff that even the casual fans would enjoy.
100%. And those were good questions, too. I mean, I was struggling in the beginning. I'm glad I cleaned it up at the end and saved myself.
I kind of started off harder and then finished soft.
I knew it was going to happen. I was going to be like, I'm going to screw this guy so bad at the beginning.
I at least had 2 questions. I was like, I have to get him so he doesn't get it perfect. I have to get him.
I'm glad I got a AT-AT. came back.
I was really upset that it took you that long. That was like probably the only question I knew off the top of my head. I was like, oh, got it.
Yeah, that was good. But that was fun, man. I want to do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely let us know if you want to see more kind of trivia, whether it's Star Wars related, whether it's Spider-Man, Daredevil, Avengers, Batman, Superman, video games. I think this is definitely a cool thing we could keep doing in the future. Maybe not necessarily super hard questions, but kind of teach us the history of these characters and mythos, like we did with Star Wars.